Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Travel Diary. I'm Sharjeel and today I want to take you into one very soft, very simple morning in Neelum Valley. Not Arang Kel, not some huge trek, just Kutton. One bridge, some walnut trees, and the sound of a river that basically does all the talking for you.
And I'm Abdullah. This is that kind of episode where, honestly, if you have just one spare morning in Muzaffarabad and you're thinking, Yaar, can I taste Neelum cut a big expedition? The answer is yes. This Kutton morning is exactly that.
Exactly. No intense hiking, no rushing, just a half-day loop you can repeat again and again. So, picture this. We're in a small guest house at Kutton, somewhere on the Jagran side. It's early, I'm still half asleep, and the first thing I hear is water.
Not the shower, by the way. Real river water. That deep, constant rushing sound that makes you forget your phone exists for a while.
Yeah, this isn't background noise like a fan. It's like the valley is breathing. You open your eyes, and for a second you're confused. Where am I? Why is everything this quiet and this loud at the same time? The night before, we had already decided, okay, one calm morning here before we go deeper into Neelum. Or, if the road feels too busy, we just head back to Muzaffarabad.
And that part is important. Before sleeping, we asked the guest house people about the road. How's traffic these days? Any closures? What time do local families usually start moving? That 5-minute chat in the evening saves you from trying to squeeze a mountain road into a crazy tight schedule.
Exactly. If you're listening to this and planning, treat it as a half day, flexible. Start early, keep it simple, and always respect what locals tell you about road conditions and timing. No, we'll just quickly go and come back on these curves.
So back to that morning. I slide open the curtain and it's that soft gray-blue light. The lane outside the guest house is still quiet, a little chill in the air. You see a bit of mist hanging above the riverline, walnut and poplar trees standing like they're not in a hurry at all.
I remember stepping outside with that first shiver. Not freezing, but you definitely need layers. For us, it was simple. T-shirt, a light fleece or hoodie, and something that can handle a bit of dust. No fancy hiking gear needed, just comfortable shoes with some grip.
And a tiny day pack. I love this part because people overpack even for a one-morning walk. We just had one small bag between us, water bottle, a couple of snacks, sunscreen, a light scarf, and a power bank. That's it. The star of the show is outside, not inside your backpack.
Yeah, keep your hands free, especially if you'll be on a bridge or near railings later. You want to be stable, not juggling 5 things. So we zip up, step out into that little lane, and you can hear 2 sounds. The river underneath everything, and then, slowly, the first jeeps and cars somewhere far on the road.
This is where the how do we walk to the bridge question comes in. In Kutton, there are usually a couple of obvious public paths people use. We literally asked, Bhai, pul tak seedha kaun sa rasta hai? The simple main way? And then we stuck to that. No shortcuts through random fields, no adventurous zigzag through someone's backyard.
That's my one easy rule in these valleys. If it looks like a private field or a courtyard, it probably is. If you're not sure, you're better off staying on the obvious lane where kids, elders, and bikes are using the same path. You still get the views without stepping on someone's wheat or sitting on their boundary wall.
As we walked, you could see terraced fields on the slopes, but from a respectful distance. Morning smoke from a kitchen here, a dog stretching there, someone washing their face at a tap. The world is waking up, and you're just passing through quietly, like a guest who doesn't want to disturb the house.
Traffic-wise, the rule was simple. If a vehicle is coming, we step to the safe side and let it pass. No walking on blind corners, no earphones blocking the sound of engines. It's not a big hike, but it is a mountain road, so treat it with respect.
And then there it was, the little bridge. Nothing dramatic, no huge tourist board, but you see the metal or concrete structure ahead, you hear the river getting louder underneath, and your feet just naturally slow down.
You step onto the bridge and suddenly the whole valley opens a bit. The river is below you, white and fast, rocks shining, water pushing through every gap it can find. The air feels cooler right in the middle. That's the moment when everyone reaches for their phones.
And that's also the moment when someone almost drops a phone. Not naming names.
Okay, yes, I got a little too excited. But here's the tip. Before photos, take 1 minute just to stand still. Hands on the railing, feet planted properly, feel how stable the bridge is. Then, if you're going to take pictures, keep a good grip on your phone and don't lean your whole body over the railing. The river is for watching, not for testing your balance.
If you have kids with you, this part is super important. Keep them close, one adult next to them or hold hands. There's no need for them to climb railings or try to look through gaps. You can lift them just a little if needed, but always with a firm hold. The water down there is beautiful, but it's powerful and fast.
We spent a good chunk of time just standing there. First facing one side of the valley, then turning to the other. You notice details, small patches of cultivated land, a few scattered houses, the way light hits the water and throws tiny sparkles upward. It's not a big sightseeing checklist. It's just you and this sound and this view.
We did take photos, of course, but we tried to be quick and aware of others. If someone else wanted a picture spot, we'd move aside. Also, about cameras. In smaller valleys, always be mindful of where you're pointing. Avoid shooting directly at someone's home or at people without their permission. If you're unsure, smile, gesture to your camera, and ask. Most people will either smile back or politely say no. Both are okay.
After the bridge time, we noticed a simple side path continuing on the other side. Not into anyone's fields, just a natural lane that gently followed the valley. So we decided to take a short stroll. Nothing ambitious, just enough to stretch the morning a bit more.
That side path is where the walnut trees really started to show off. Big trunks, branches reaching above the path like they're making a tunnel, little irrigation channels running along the side, carrying water from here to there. You get this mix of river sound from below and smaller, softer water sounds right next to you.
We kept a simple rule there as well. We look at terraced fields from a distance. We listen to the small water channels, but we don't turn them into our footrest or picnic table. These are people's working systems, not adventure parks. The shade of the trees is enough. Just standing there, watching the valley layers, is honestly more relaxing than any busy viewpoint.
At one point, we just stopped under a walnut tree, leaned against the trunk, and stayed quiet. No Instagram stories, nothing. If you can give yourself that 5-10 minutes of just listening, birds, distant voices, the river, you'll remember that more than any filter.
Now, a lot of people hear about the warm springs around Kutton and they get excited. So yes, there is a warm spring area nearby, depending on which exact side you stay on and what's open at the time. We didn't just show up with a big picnic. We first quietly asked the guest house staff, "Ajkal open hai? Is it okay for visitors right now?"
Because these places can change. Sometimes maintenance, sometimes local rules, sometimes it's just not the right time of day. If they say, yes, you can go, just keep it simple, then go with that energy. Short, respectful visit, no loud music, no shouting competition in the steam.
We checked, found out it was okay to visit, and kept our expectations small. Maybe we'll sit quietly, maybe just see the area, keep our clothing modest and practical, and follow whatever rules are written or explained there. If it's crowded or feels too busy, it's okay to say, you know what, not today, and just keep the morning simple with the bridge and the shade walk.
That's the beauty of this Kutton morning. It's modular. You have 3 easy options in a few hours. 1, walk to the bridge. 2, sit or stroll a bit under walnut and poplar. 3, optionally, check the warm springs if they're open and appropriate. You can stop at any stage and still feel like you genuinely touched Neelum.
By late morning, we started watching the light and the road. In these valleys, once traffic picks up, everything slows down. So we made a simple rule for ourselves. Have tea and maybe a basic breakfast, then head back before the crowds build.
We found a small spot, nothing fancy, paratha, omelette, hot chai, and that soft valley breeze. Honestly, if your tea is hot and the river is still audible in the background, that's luxury. We chose the easy option that day. No rush, just back to Muzaffarabad with this one clear memory. River sound from the guest house, a small bridge morning, walnut shade, and simple breakfast smoke drifting up in the cold air.
So if you want a repeatable Kutton morning loop, here it is in one line. Start early from Muzaffarabad, reach Kutton, walk the obvious public path to the bridge, spend quiet time above the water, stroll a little under the walnut and poplar trees without stepping into private land, optionally check the warm springs respectfully, have a simple chai breakfast, and head back before the heavy traffic and crowds.
And if you're thinking, that's exactly what I needed, but I don't want to remember all the details, we've made it easy for you.
Yes, on our website, you'll find a simple, printable mini-map of this Kutton morning loop, some basic etiquette notes, and a half-day Neelum starter plan that you can save on your phone. Just look for this episode title, Mist, Bridges, and Walnut Trees, and everything will be there waiting for you.
Whenever you do go gently. Listen more than you speak, walk on public paths, keep kids close near the bridge, and let the valley set the speed of your morning.
From me, Sharjeel, and from Abdullah, this was one soft Kutton morning in Neelum Valley. Take care, travel kindly, and we'll meet again in the next story of Travel Diary.